Hola, me llamo Isabela y soy fundadora del proyecto Semillas para el Cambio.
Hi, I'm Chandler Payne. I am a soil advocate, a young environmentalist, and I am the founder of Urban Beat, which is an urban farming organization that has a goal of bringing fresh food and community work days to underserved youth. I won the Brower Youth Award for my work as founder of Urban Beat to bring as much fresh produce and education on environmentalism and sustainability to young people in my city, Washington, D.C. I feel that I won for my ability to articulate a vision for a world where every kid has access to fresh produce, and there are just vegetables growing all around the city, and you walk into the city and you look up and you see green. And I have worked over the past 3 years to establish urban farms all over Washington, D.C., where I've partnered with homeless shelters and food pantries and schools to connect people and soil for the healing of both through produce deliveries and these community work days that I've sort of mentioned before, all with that goal of just healing for everyone.
So I won the Brower Youth Award because of my work with a juvenile detention center and creating a sustainable garden, a permaculture garden project within the detention center in collaboration with the detention center staff and especially the youth at the detention center. Now, the way I see sustainability is not just with the land, but it's also with the people in connection with the land. And the way I see it is these youth have so much, these incarcerated youth have so much value in our society, but our society doesn't always see the value of these youth. And so creating a permaculture garden project, valuing these youth, seeing their voices, hearing their voices, that was a significant way I've promoted sustainability through this project. Is a type of gardening model that specifically models the existing systems of our environment. For example, like forest systems, modeling after ocean waves and that sort of thing. And so thinking about what that looks like in the center of like a detention center, and these youth who've been marginalized from society, who've been told their voices don't matter, permaculture is very fitting because permaculture sees every part of the garden as important. And it doesn't seek to segregate different parts of the garden, but rather integrate different parts of the garden. And so being in a detention center, what that says to these youth and what that says to the earth is that you matter, that your voice matters, that you are an integral part of the garden of our society. That's what permaculture means to me.
To me, regenerative agriculture is the process of bringing life back into the soil through techniques such as not tilling the ground, utilizing compost, using multiple crops together. So there's multiple foods for the soil life, microbiomes, and doing all of these things to bring life back into the soil. So when we use regenerative agriculture techniques, we are able to sequester and trap carbon in the ground. And doing so, of course, reduces the levels of carbon in our atmosphere, working to prevent climate change, but it also leads to better water retention in the soil. And so when we take care of our soil, it takes care of us. It's really incredible. Some of our biggest supporters at Urban Beat have been the Ashoka Foundation, T-Mobile, and the Brower Youth Award, of course. The Ashoka Foundation is located right here in DC. It's an incredible international organization. And they've assisted us from storytelling all the way to just the ability to be vulnerable, to the way you can fundraise as a young entrepreneur, and all of these things holistically. And there's amazing people there and amazing programs. The T-Mobile Foundation and Brower Youth Award have given us seed funding and really helped us out. And of course, you and I at the Brower Youth Award have gone through this really cool program where they help us learn so many things that give us these tools as a young activist to push our work forward.
The biggest supporters of this garden project have definitely been the detention center staff, the Resiliency Institute, an organization that I've partnered with to create this project, but most importantly, the youth at the detention center, whose voices, visions, and dreams have been central to what this project has looked like. Plans for the future of this project are very much so rooted in long-term sustainability, that it wouldn't just be a one-year project or a two-year project, but that it would be an integral part of the detention center and what happens at the detention center. That valuing these youth is a very much so a large part of even just the life at the detention center. And we've done that through collaboration with the detention center staff. The trees, in a nutshell, of relating to permaculture, the people who are there for the long run, not the annuals that will come and go, like the youth, which are so valuable in the short term, but very much so the staff are really important in the long-term sustainability of the project. So really prioritizing that sustainability has been really important, and for the plans for the project for the future. And then for my own future, I'm committed for the rest of my life to be an advocate for this earth and the caretakers of this earth. Whatever that looks like, whatever that means, that is a priority for the rest of my life.
So a very immediate change in my future, this is a really positive thing, is we are building urban farms now directly at homeless shelters in the Washington, D.C. area. So we're moving from in schools and working with homeless youth through these community workday field trips from their shelters to directly bringing them urban farms and fresh produce right at their doorstep, and really bringing that fresh food closer to the people in this time of need with the COVID-19 pandemic. For me, my family's moving to a new state, Rhode Island, and so I'm hoping to bring all of my programs there and build something beautiful there from the ground up, no pun intended, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah.
Me dio mucho gusto hablar con ustedes. Espero que juntos podamos trabajar hacia el bienestar de la tierra. Adiós.